Okay, we are going to continue this trial. We're at recess now, so we're going to call the next witness after this. Get into it. Yeah, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Where's Gumshoe? Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was, he was backed into a corner. Okay. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurts this time. Not like someone punched me hard in the stomach. Hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Oh boy. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's going to be real stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
Name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun, which is not here? Question mark.
Apparently.
Honor and duty honor and duty will make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. Occupation? Listen, youngin'. How much call do you think there is for a kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. See, now I'm wondering what the what this is supposed to be. Obviously, in the Japanese version of the game takes place in Japan. But so is it just like, oh, my job is like useless now because like no one dresses like this anymore or something?
Makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah. You should take Maya.
Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed.
Probably should have had you do that during the recess, so I didn't voice literally everybody, but I thought Gumshoe was gonna be in the scene.
Yeah. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh, yes. I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the court we're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a Javachino. She put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a servant girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones, Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. What I said earlier, his whole character is about, like, Japan, like, modernizing and whatnot. So that actually does make a lot of sense. That is probably what it actually is in the Japanese version. It's like nobody dresses like this anymore. Nobody does the like traditional stuff. But well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, young man. Okay, so what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. Okay.
Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it?
Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress.
Oh, I just noticed that my camera's been frozen. I messed with it between the recording.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I just got a new monitor, so I've been like adjusting it and trying to figure out where I want it. So every time I like move it around, it freezes. Okay. I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Hey, did I just say something clever? No.
I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie.
That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
Okay. I was reading the sports paper. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenelg. I wanted to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not. He was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question. There are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? You say that you could see the victim. That means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant. Ah, you go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Dr. Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. I saw what the servant girl put into that Javachino as well. But I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not going to like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar? On a small brown bottle like that? Like that. Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
Bottle like this, perhaps.
Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume.
So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
Bits of it looked like he was in terrible pain and then collapsed. He took just one sip? You youngins, you waste everything. Those cappuccinos cost $8. In the good old days, you would have had drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congratulations, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom.
So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turned sour in my stomach.
Oh yes, I know that feeling.
And the waitress, I presume she is... You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court any further mental anguish from that image.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together.
I guess I got a bit carried away. Ah, there are other things I recognize about her, too. Seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. What matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Gudo, there is other features that you recognize about the defendant. I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. You seem to remember several details about her appearance. What about the most crucial detail of all, her face? As if I wouldn't remember that.
Witness noticed the straps on the accused saber. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
Oh, that's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
No doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Waitress's back? Okay. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection! Huh. He got you there, Gramps.
He just objection to be like, yep, what he said. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. Almost doubled. Wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes? No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay.
This has turned into a matter of pride for old Seedy now, I guess. Wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not.
Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. And now we're repeating. Okay, so we need to contradict something. Okay. Young man was reading this workspaper. That's definitely true. Brought him, she put something in it. Okay, can't really do anything about that. So, okay. Serving girl, ribbon in her hair. There wasn't anything about that. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. That's, I think, what we need to contradict. The question is with what? Yes. That seems, I think that would be our answer. If he had seen her from the front, he would have noticed the apron with big old stains on it. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. As you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness. You can't just oops your way out of this.
Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Dre, here are the facts. The day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. And when that one witness put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what a burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh, yes, I hate those you-know-what types. We're so vague about everything.
How are we going to handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
I suppose, but it's what I do best. Okay, what do we got here? 2, 3, 4, 5 statements. Okay, so that could be it. Well, I mean, we'll see. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. This old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. We're gonna start pressing. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses is green, the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish, that's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. It's actually a power scouter. Clearly. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rifle Mr. Godot's sharp appearance.
We better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, How's I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? Needed to find out if Guts and Braun retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you judge me? How?
Dustin Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway.
The wireless? A decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. Using an earpiece? It's selfish. That's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to that radio? What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow, ow. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie. Ow. Better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. His free hand? Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before? Cloth ears. Said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, which hand was it, you moron?
Perhaps the great Mr. Trait has 3 hands.
Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. Okay. Okay, now we need to just contradict. Let's see. Another of those pissy wearing a broken pair of spectacles. Okay. Cooper's right hand and his bracket. Okay, nothing there. Listening to the radio. Okay. Serving girl brought over the. Picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Let's see. The victims and Maggie's fingerprints. So, nothing's going to be a small detail. So, no. Anyone was listening to the newspaper in his right hand. Cigarette kept rustling its pages. this. I want to say maybe this, just because there was a doodle on the paper, but I don't know if that really contradicts. But other than that, I really don't have any ideas. Okay, wait. His left eardrum ruptured the day before the incident. Guess I can try this. Okay, this evidence clearly reveals contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidence in the statement just not related? They aren't, are they? Not at all, Mr. Wright. Please think the facts over before making accusations. Okay. I don't think that will mean any points with the judge. Then I'm really not sure what it wants me to do here.
Okay, can I see the evidence again?
Yeah, so we got
Let's go slow.
the article, which doesn't really have anything to do with this. Doodle is in the fact of his handwriting. Yeah, I don't know that that really gives us anything. Job listings. Want food's bad. Scooter. Autopsy report. Floor plans. Let's see. Photo of the scene of the crime. And we don't, yeah, and the sports paper isn't anywhere around here now. But something leads me to believe that he wasn't. I don't know.
The little fidget picked up.
So yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's this, and it's the scene of the crime, because it's like we're saying, like, well, the paper wasn't there when after he died, so
Wait, hold on.
He couldn't have had the paper there and been drinking the coffee at the same time.
Wait, go back to the paper statement. He had a newspaper in his right hand. Okay. Wait, and then go to the picture when he died. Like where it shows him. Okay, wait, go back to the mug then, the cup. Wait, because he said he was drinking with his free hand, right?
Yeah, which would have been his left hand.
Yeah, but if you look at the lip marks, he was drinking from his right.
That's true, yeah. That is true.
So maybe on the freehand one, show the cup?
Yeah.
Yes, is the line of thinking. That's pretty,
Yeah.
that's like
That one is
so specific though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did say it was going to be a small detail, though, so I think they wanted you to look at this.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, because I was kind of thinking about that. I'm like, he's really specifying right hand, free hand. I'm like, so like, that's why I was just kind of like, I just kind of started focusing on that because he was being way too specific with that.
Yeah. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? that this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you, nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Trey?
According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. It's a cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll see you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the... Wait. You think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad? You're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? The young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo, who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. What did you say?
I said he's going senile.
Yeah, really. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but...
Sure. Why not hear a little more?
Mr. Kudo.
But this is my 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Okay, one more. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. Kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. You know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor, often used by programmers.
I wish that was real. I wish that was the case, but I've never
Hey, you
seen
got
one
Google
of those in my fucking life.
Glasses.
Yeah.
Come on, isn't that the same thing?
A monitor? You mean like a television screen? I mean, I guess this is supposed to be in the future from when the game was written, because this is supposed to be 2018, no, 2019, something
Okay.
like that. I don't remember what year this takes place in. Hold on. 28. Wait, yeah, 2019. This is the beginning of, it's January 2019. So obviously this game came out in 2004. They're like, yeah, maybe in 2019 we have like smart glasses that like have a computer on in your glasses. And I mean, we are starting to get that 5-6 years later.
Yeah.
But it's not quite that.
Almost. We're getting there. Getting closer.
Yeah. A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. Those are the facts, good old black and white. so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, short one. Okay.
Well, Nick, what do you think?
I think the guy's telling the truth, but even so, something's not quite right.
Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks.
But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? Okay. Boy's wearing an earpiece. So the victim was wearing an HMD. HD, TV, CD, DVD, what does it matter? It was none of them, actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. Whoops. It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenell. He was getting on my nerves. Rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss, dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my speed eating. I could have choked. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. Fiddling with it before he picked up the cup, too. The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. When the tour guide says on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Ow, ow. So if he had the HMD on his left side, and it was his left hand, I guess. Okay, use the same hand to pick up the cup. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me. It looks like he really did see the guy picking up the cup with his left hand. This is a dead end. Okay. We gotta make a contradiction somewhere. Boy's wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens on his specs. I mean, that checks out. Like, why? We have nothing. One HMD, left eardrum was ruptured. Ooh, wait a minute. He wouldn't be wearing it in his left ear because his left eardrum was ruptured and he had just applied the ointment to it.
Yeah.
I think we do the profile. I'm just checking to see. We don't have the ointment as a specific thing. Or, yeah, so we do the profile. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I can only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Eh? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon. Pretty pigeon. Order, order, order. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot?
Uh, single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his cappuccino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The fact still stands with one hand or the other. Miss All drank the poisoned coffee. Like this.
Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. Testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. A whip can, though. A whip can reach from anywhere, but the seeds, not quite. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. How was your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. Kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know.
What?
There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? Final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 12th cup of coffee.
No, wow, really?
Or it's a 17th cup of coffee.
Where did you get that number from?
Sorry, I was rubbing my eyes as I was reading it.
Oh.
Yeah,
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo's still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker.
Can't believe this is happening.
You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? You've got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. While the clumsy idiot upset the vase, he knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, Is that all? Yes, that's all. Remember it perfectly. Eh, you're doubting me again. You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man. No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah, so what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. They're bird brain, that's why. That's all you could think of. Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. Okay. He's really giving you the evil eye, Maya.
It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. It's like he's saying, I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, youngin'.
I guess I'll just have to rise to the challenge, then. The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo. Noisy brat. I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle. Ow, ow. He's chucking those seeds harder than ever. Better be careful.
Come on, Nick, nail him.
Okay, but how about this? The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo. I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense, The suspense? Yes, now what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? Oh, no, please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. All right. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the young boy slumped over the table, and... Was he upset the vase? Okay, here's actual information. A vase, you say? Yes. There are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them, too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. You saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase. Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define? Okay, I get it. I heard it break, and the sight of it is burned into my memory as clear as day. Broken strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Soaked in water, you mean? Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well. Said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you? It was cold. I clearly remember it splashing me. Did the water really make it all the way across to the other side of the room? You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking? The vase turned upside down, and my testimony's turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. What do you think, Captain?
I'm impressed by your ability to waste time.
Cadeau hasn't raised any objections for a while now. So, young show-off, with that scrap of information, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and admit defeat. It's really giving... Oh, okay, we've seen this. Okay, contradiction time. I want to stress nothing. Young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Cappuccino. Can see it upset the face and knocked it right over. Okay, well, what do you have? Okay. Well, that answers that question. It's still there, upright, did not fall over.
Yep.
Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch. Ow, ow. Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. Ah. What is it now? I just remembered something. Yes, go on. A broken vase. It was on my table. What? Oh, well, you see. It startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when I fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table. Yes, it was on my table. That's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Well, so much for any of that. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should
Nope.
reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we've heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it.
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use, so we summarized it accordingly into the statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it, if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that.
Godot's really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned. Wow. That was certainly a waste of time. Anyway, we are going to wrap it up there for now, and we will continue on with the investigation next time.